All right, Blue Devils, good evening. We are so happy to be here with y'all tonight. We know there's some people still coming in the room, and that is totally okay. We're going to record this session and we will share it afterwards. Tonight, we are here to answer all of your questions about SOAR. So before we get started, we'll do some quick introductions. Again, if you have questions, you can feel free to drop those into the chat box or the Q&A box at any time. We also have some FAQs that we've been seeing going around, so we'll be sure to answer those as well. So my name is Dr. Courtney. I'm one of the Assistant Deans of Students and the Director of Student Engagement and Leadership here at Dillard University, and I have the pleasure of being joined tonight by some of my esteemed colleagues, and these are the people that make all of these amazing things happen. So we'll take a minute and let everyone introduce themselves. So we'll start with the true GOAT, the MVP, the VIP, Miss Monica White.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Monica White. I'm the Director of Admissions at Dillard University. We are very excited to have you all join us next Wednesday. So again, like Mr. Court or Dr. Courtney said, if you have any questions, post them now. Tell your friends in the group chat to come on in the room and join us so that they can get those questions answered as soon as possible. So that y'all can, not text us all day and night like y'all have been doing, but we appreciate it. And then I will pass it off to one of our newest colleagues, Dr. Moorhead.
Good evening, everyone. Like Ms. White said, I am new to the Dillard University family in this particular role, but I am also an alum. I'm very proud and happy to be back, what I call home. So my name is Dr. Kimberly Moorhead, and I am the Dean of the University College, which is also home to ACE, which we do some of your advising. I'm actually in the office right now, and I'm sitting with somebody who you more than likely have communicated with. I am with Miss Terica Watkins. I'm gonna let her say hi.
Good evening, everyone. Like Dr. Moorhead said, my name is Terica Watkins, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you are familiar with my name because I've been answering your emails, then also I've been constructing your schedules. So welcome to Dillard, and we hope you enjoy this webinar. Very informational.
So yeah, we're in the office working on stuff to make sure that you have a smooth arrival schedule-wise when you get here. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of your wonderful faces outside of just the group chat. So I'm going to pass it over to Mr. J.
Thank you so much, Dr. Moorhead. As Dr. Moorhead just mentioned, I'm Mr. J, also known as Dean Simmons. I am the other Assistant Dean of Students here in the Division of Student Success. The last couple of weeks, my colleagues have been working around the clock to make sure that your introduction to Dillard University is seamless. We will continue to work around the clock until you arrive on Wednesday morning to make sure, again, that you have the best possible experience. This is the best time of your life. I hope you all are preparing. I'm pretty sure your parents are worried you to death. Parents, I'm sure you all are worried just because your babies are going off. And families, you're doing the same thing. You're worried about your loved ones kind of taking that next step. But we are here in full effect to make sure that you have a great experience. And so I am honored to be here. I am also new. This is my first go around at Dillard University, but I've only been here for about 2 months. So I'm looking forward to meeting all of you all as we enter the first school year hand in hand. So I'll pass it back over to Dr. Courtney.
All right, thanks so much everyone for introducing yourselves. We're gonna keep going with our presentation. So again, if you have questions, put them in the chat box, put them in the Q&A box, we will answer those. So what does SOAR mean? That's like the question that Ms. White and I have been getting all summer. So it's like, what is SOAR? So let us tell you what it is. So SOAR is an acronym. It stands for Scholarship, Opportunity, Accountability, and Responsibility. So the purpose of this week is to prepare you for the next 4 years of your life here at Dillard. So understanding the academic requirements to complete your degree program. As much as I like to have fun, because I like to say that my office is the fun office sometimes, your purpose of coming here is to go to school. So we want to make sure that you are starting on the right foot and that you're putting your education first. Opportunities, so recognizing and maximizing the instances that for you to reach success. So our goal is for you to be successful. We not only want you to come to college, do well, do internships and graduate. We want you to think about what you're going to do post graduation and how you're going to continue to be engaged with dealers. So taking advantage of all the opportunities that are out there. Accountability, so establishing your individual standard of excellence. So you are entering a university that is 152 years old, and we have so much that we are proud about, and you are becoming a part of our family. So we want you to take this time to establish your standard of excellence as a Dillard student, as a member of our community. And finally, responsibility. So adhering to the standard university policies and processes. So holding yourself responsible and also holding your peers responsible. We're a community here, so it's not the same as in high school where, you know, you're dependent on your parents for a lot, or you kind of lean on the folks in your house or maybe your teachers. You have to be responsible for yourself and your actions, both in the classroom, outside of the classroom, and on and off campus. And that is a part of growing and learning in college. So make sure that you're adhering to those things. Of course, my PowerPoint decides to skip around. So what is SOAR? A little bit more about SOAR, or New Student Orientation, as you may hear some of your friends call it at other schools. It's your extensive introduction to academic and campus life here at Dillard University. So SOAR will start on next Wednesday, August 11th, and it will go through Monday, August 16th. During that time, we have so many events and programs and activities prepared for you to make sure that you're starting off on the right foot. SOAR is required. What you say? I'm gonna say it again. Thank you for asking me, Mr. J. SOAR is required. So mark your calendars. It should have already been marked. Make sure that you are here. It is required for all students. This, again, is your introduction to life at Dillard University. So if you were starting a new job, when you started high school, you had an orientation, right? Same thing here. It's required. You got to come. This is how you set yourself up for success. So make sure that you have marked your calendars. Your SOAR leaders will be checking in on you. They will be going through the schedule with you. So they will make sure that you are coming. If you're not coming and we're like, oh, wow, I have not seen Miss Monica in a couple of days, so let me call her. We will call you. Mr. J will call you. That's literally his job. He is all about advocacy and accountability. So make sure that you're here. If you have any type of conflict or anything like that, or going to be late, anything, go ahead and let us know in advance. You can do that by emailing the SOAR email, soar@dillard.edu, and I'll get on and respond to you and connect you with your group leaders so you will know what you've missed and so that we can get you up to speed. But it is required. Yes, I've said this 3 times because that's how important it is, especially my commuters out there. I know that a lot of you are from the surrounding area. You've been at Dillard, you may have done some programs here, but you're entering a new phase of life. So you need to be here to take part in that. So please plan accordingly. Oh, but what about my mom and them? That's something we love to say down here in New Orleans. So are they supposed to come with me? Can somebody come with me? So yes, you can have you plus 2. So if you're a residential student, you've heard this before from the housing office that you and 2 others can come. So that is the general rule. At one point in the summer, you may have heard that we were going to allow 2 additional people. However, I'm sure we've all been watching the news and we know that there is a spike in COVID-19 due to the Delta variant, especially here in Louisiana. We appear to be leading the nation. So we want to make sure that we are keeping you all healthy and safe. So we will limit the people that can come to campus to you plus 2. So that's yourself plus 2 additional family members or friends or people that are in your party. Only the 3 of you will be allowed to enter the residence halls and participate in the programs here on campus. we will have parent events. So the parent event will take place on the second day of SOAR. So that will be on Thursday. Parents will meet with Dr. Kimbrough in the morning. And following that, we will all participate in the parting ceremony, which is one of our most unique campus traditions. This is your opportunity to not only be welcomed into the Dillard community by alumni, by community members, by faculty and staff, and by older students. This is also your opportunity to, tell your parents and your families, thank you for instilling this sense of culture in me. Thank you for helping me to get here. And now I'm ready to step into the next part of the journey and enter into adulthood. So this is really probably one of my favorite events. So after the parting ceremony, that's it. That's when your parents and families will get back on the road and they will head home. That should not be the last time you call them. I just want to say that because I get a call every day about 3 days in from somebody's parent that's like, hey, have you seen Jamar? Because he hasn't called me in 3 days. So this is not bye-bye forever. This is bye-bye. You can go ahead and head home and back to the place where we reside, but I'm gonna call you tonight. FaceTime, do something, come up with whatever that standard of communication will be for you all so they are not calling me and Dr. Moorhead and asking where you are. So make sure you do that. So again, like I said, after the parting ceremony, that will be the conclusion of the programming for orientation for the parents and families. So make sure you communicate this with them so that they may plan accordingly. Oh, who all gonna be there? I'm so glad you asked me that, Mr. J. Let's talk about a little bit of what will be happening in SOAR. So we're not gonna go through the schedule in detail right now, but we'll tell you a little bit about what to expect. So during SOAR, we will have some academic programming. So you will have the opportunity to meet your advisors, to meet the deans of your colleges, to meet faculty members, to meet other students who are in your major, to meet older students that are in your same major, and to really learn, about the classes that you'll be taking over the next 4 years, to learn about the first year experience and beyond. So again, this is how we will set you up for success. So we really look forward to you taking a part of that. Also, we're going to learn all about the 411 of Dillard University. So the history, you'll have an opportunity to meet with President Kimbrough, also known as Hip Hop Press. Make sure you're following him on Twitter. You learn from Mr. J in his office, how to do it for the culture. So how to make sure that you start off on the right foot. You'll have opportunities to learn about scholarships. You'll learn about health. And you'll also learn about the different services that the university provides for you to be resilient and for you to be perseverant and for you to do well. And of course, we're going to have fun. If you see me, we're going to try to have some type of fun. So we'll have late night events every night. We'll have an off-campus excursion. We're going to have group competitions. We're going to have a talent show. This is one of our annual traditions. I heard a hypnotist might come through. I heard we may have like a party. I know I don't really love parties, but the activities board has kind of told me, no, we got to be lit. People have been at home all summer. We got to do something. So we're going to see what we can do. So we'll have a lot of different things. You'll have opportunities to visit the bookstore when you get here so you can get you some DU swag. You will, of course, have time to go into the dining hall. You'll learn about important things, like I said, to finance your education. So scholarships, learning about UNCF. You have an opportunity to learn our university cheers and chants and learn about our traditions. We will take our class photo. We'll have different things happening each night. Besides the late nights, we'll also have time for free play and games and all types of things. You'll again learn about the history. And then we will also have some days where we'll have breakout sessions. So you have an opportunity, if you are a commuter, to meet other commuters. If you're a transfer student, you can meet other transfer students. If you're a first generation student, meaning you are the first person in your family to go to college, you'll have an opportunity to meet other students who are in the same boat. You have a chance to meet with Mr. and Ms. Dillard, with your SGA president. If you're a part of the LGBTQI plus community, we will have a social. If you're interested in health and fitness and wellness and sports, we'll have an info session for that. If you're like, I'm coming to college, I have no idea what I'm doing, Dr. Courtney, I need some help. you'll have a chance to get connected there too. So we'll have lots of different things. Towards the end of the presentation, we'll actually let you know where you'll be able to find the completed schedule in a few days. But again, we just want to give you a high level overview of what will be happening. Again, like I said earlier, we are modifying the schedule due to the Delta variant of COVID. So our main priority is keeping you all safe and secure here on campus. And so that is what we're doing. So we, again, are working around the clock to modify the schedule so that you can still have a spectacular experience despite what's happening. So that's who will be there. That's what will be going on during SOAR. So now we will take some time to answer some of those questions that you have posted in the chat box and in the Q&A box, and also the questions that y'all have been asking me and Ms. White all day in the group meet. So let's see. So one of the first questions is, are first year students allowed to park on campus? And the answer is yes, you are allowed. We do have areas that are designated for student parking. So you'll be able to park there. And once school starts, a few days after that, the University Police Department will send out information on where to purchase your parking pass, where to pick it up, and then you will need to have that displayed in your car at all times that you're parked on campus. So you are able to park on campus. Okay, how do we clear our financial and business if we did all the steps? Ms. White, you want to talk to us about that, the clearance process in general?
So I think it's very important question that was asked. We get this quite often. So the important thing about understanding the clearance process for business and finance is first understanding your financial aid award package. So you may have received an academic scholarship, you may have athletic scholarship funding there, institutional aid, federal funding such as the Pell Grant and or loans. All of that comprises of your award package. Totaling that up and then subtracting that by the cost of the attendance, which is roughly around $30,000 for the academic year, that will give you what your out-of-pocket expense will be and or what you have to pay to satisfy clearance for business and finance. And so a lot of people will say, oh, I've already paid my enrollment fee, I should be cleared through business and finance. That's not necessarily the same thing. That is a part of the overall cost of attendance, but that is not the whole kit and caboodle. So just think about how you can pay on your cell phone bill. You may pay, every other week, you may put something down on it to make sure that your phone stays on so that it doesn't get cut off. And then at the end of the month, everything is taken care of. The same thing goes here. You can set up a payment plan that will allow you to pay in installments throughout the course of the semester. So that will satisfy your bill at the end of the semester so that you are okay to be cleared. And so there, if you go to MyDU, there is some information there on the left-hand side in the gray panel. There is a set up a payment plan option that will walk you through the steps. And that is a third-party entity. So that is not hosted by the university's business and finance office, but they can walk you through those initial steps if you need additional assistance. But there's also a helpline number on that website as well when you set up the payment plan. There is a $50 setup fee or origination fee for the payment plan. And then after that, it will tell you when your first payment will be taken out of your bank account that you set it up, or when you need to submit your check to pay that payment plan off. So for a lot of people, this also is one of the other questions asked as well. You need to make sure 3 things happen for your financial or business and finance clearance. 1, make sure that your schedule is full-time so that you have at least 12 to 18 credit hours on your schedule. 2, make sure that all of your financial aid is listed on your student account. So again, like I said, the scholarships, your loans, your Pell Grant, any outside scholarships that you have, all of that is accounted for. And then a third thing, if you are staying on campus, your housing assignment has to be posted to your account in order for all of your charges to be accounted for, so you know exactly what you need to come out of pocket with. And so if any of those 3 things are missing, you need to make sure that you're contacting those individual offices to ensure that everything aligns properly so your parents and or you know exactly what you need to pay out of pocket for the fall semester. And if that doesn't clear up anything, please reiterate the question again in the chat or the Q&A, and I will address anything that was not made clear for that answer.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ms. White. How do I change my schedule? Dr. Moorhead, how do we do that?
Sorry, I was looking for my unmute. So during SOAR week, I will be, well, first of all, on the Wednesday, move-in day, if you have questions about your schedule, if you want to make some changes to your schedule, you can come find me. I'm in the professional schools building, which is where the clearance process will be taking place. And I'll be here all day, helping y'all get y'all stuff situated. You also want to be mindful of if you need to take any placement exams, because we'll have an opportunity for you to do that to make sure that you're in the right math class as well as the correct English class. The other thing that you should be mindful of is I wouldn't necessarily spend too much time judging your schedule off of your friend's schedule, because the schedules are based off of your majors, they're based off of your academic background. So we're trying to make sure that we're providing you with a schedule that's, yes, keeping you on track with your major, but at the same time, giving you the most opportunities for success. So if you have any questions about your schedule before you get here on Wednesday, feel free to email the ACE at dillard.edu account, and I could try to remedy it as much as I can before you get here. Like I said, we're in the office tonight trying to resolve the last couple folks, but yeah, that's what you would do if you have any questions or about your schedule.
Perfect, thank you. So again, y'all can visit Dr. Moorhead when you arrive, or you can email her ahead of time at ace@dillard.edu. I did move the slide forward 2 slides, so most of the questions you're asking can be answered by the email addresses on the screen. So I'll leave that up there so you can take a screenshot if you want to of some of the most frequently people you need to be in contact with to answer some of these questions. Mr. J, do I have to go to every event?
Yes, we encourage you to go to each and every event of SOAR. We have intentionally designed SOAR so you'll get little nuggets along the way. And so you do not want to start school with missing nuggets. We want to make sure you get all the nuggets along the way. And so, yes, attendance will be taken at the events. And so we'll be looking for you to be there to take advantage of this opportunity. When school starts, things will move fast. And so our goal is to make sure that you have all the tools that you'll need in order for you to start school, and it starts with those particular sessions. So make sure that you're at all the sessions when you'll be able to access the schedule here soon. And so make sure you take a note of that. I know some of your parents may be in town or you may be local, so you may have to run to the store or run back home, but make sure that we're able to follow that schedule so you can get the most out of this experience. One last thing I'll mention, I think all of us on the line who've already gone through New SOAR orientation, we wish we could go back because it was one of the best times of our experience in college. And so we want to kind of impart that knowledge on you to take advantage of this time, because you won't get another orientation. You'll never get another SOAR experience. So just make sure you're everything and take advantage of those times before school starts.
Thank you, Mr. J. There are some specific questions we're getting about financial aid. Financial aid, much like your schedule, is something that is very individualized for you. So if you're wondering, okay, how do I pay back this loan, or do I need to take out this loan, or how much do I need to take out? You need to work with your financial aid counselor. So email them at financialaid@dillard.edu. Anytime you email, make sure you are using your Dillard email, and make sure you include your student ID number, and let them know your question, and they can respond to you and give you the response for you. So those very specific questions we can't answer on here because it differs person to person, but if you reach out to them, they will absolutely be able to help you. So be sure to connect with them regarding that. Where do I go to see my schedule? Ms. White, where do I go to see my schedule?
So another handy tip, MyDU. It pretty much has every resource available to you. MyDU is our intranet. It is your student account. and guide through the process. So you can go to MyDU. If you are having trouble logging in, just send me an email to admissions@dillard.edu and I will get your password reset. But if you click on the registration tab, your class schedule will be listed there. If again, something is short and you only have 10 hours and you know you should have 13 or 14, make sure that you're reaching out to ACE. But also know, like Dr. Moore has said, they're working on those schedules. So you don't have to email every day to check on it. We are aware that those who are part-time students as of right now, and they're working to complete everyone to have full-time schedules.
Great, thank you. And so that answers a question that's also in here that says, I don't have a math class. I was never given a placement exam. Is that okay? So I'll pass that to Dr. Moorhead and Ms. Watkins if they want to address that more. But can you talk about when I might be able to take that placement exam for my math class?
So the placement exams for anyone who wants to take the placement exam for math or English will be on Saturday from 2 to 5 and on Sunday from 9 to 3. And it's going to be in the PSB on the second floor, but we're going to make sure that you receive that information as a part of your move-in process. And so like Dr. Courtney said, we are working on making sure that we get everyone into full-time status. So at the time, you may just be in math, but I'm sitting here, I have all my notes and we are actively working on it in hopes of getting it all squared away again before you get here on campus. So you can continue to monitor your email, your MyDU account. Again, if you don't see it tonight, don't panic, still working on it. So when you get here on Wednesday, if you don't see anything, that's when I'm okay with you pulling out the flares and then we'll do what I can to help you, right? So we're actively working on it, so don't panic too much. We're just trying to get everybody into their appropriate classes.
Awesome, thank you. Oh, somebody said, Dr. Courtney, how can I attend SOAR if I haven't been assigned a room? If you have not been assigned a room and you opted to be a residential student and you completed the housing application, please email housing@dillard.edu. You see their name right on the chart, housing@dillard.edu, and they will be able to get a resolution to you about that. So again, that's a very individualized question depending on if you completed the process correctly. So they'll be able to work with you. If you are a commuter and you need to attend SOAR, then you got to do it. So you'll just commute back and forth from home each day. If you have a specific about that, email soar@dillard.edu and we'll be able to answer that question for you and to walk you through that. All right, the next question.
Dr. Courtney.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
just wanted to add to that as well. Also make sure that when you're checking your emails, either your personal or your Dillard email, make sure you check your spam as well. Housing is sending information out to students. So if you have not received your housing assignment, you're probably on the wait list. And so that information should have been shared with you already. We're working through cleaning up those students who decided not to come to Dillard and replacing those housing assignments. And so if you've already contacted housing, don't feel like you have to send another email. They should have sent you something indicating that you are on the wait list. And so we're working through that every day. So just be aware that, again, there are a lot of moving parts, but we understand. And if you need a person to talk to, I'm usually in my office. Y'all all have my number because I send out an email every day. So just look at the bottom of there and give me a call if you need to talk to somebody and vet through that process.
Perfect. Thank you, Miss Monica. Mr. J, do I need to have a COVID test before coming to campus?
So currently there is not a requirement for you to have a COVID test, but if you're a residential student, so you're moving into the residence hall, we're asking for you, of course, to provide your proof of vaccination prior to arriving. That means it is past the due date. And so if you've not submitted that proof of vaccination, I'm asking that you do that tonight. You will send it to studenthealth@dillard.edu. And for those commuters, we're asking for you to make sure that, again, you're following, just like the people who are vaccinated, the mask at all times, making sure that you are doing your part Same thing with residential students to keep our communities safe. And so currently there is not a requirement for you to have a COVID test right before you come, but we are encouraging you just to be on the safe side, 72 hours. If you would like to get a COVID test, that'd be great, just to make sure that, again, that you're doing your part to keep the community safe. But currently there is no requirement for you to have a test before arriving here. But if you don't have your vaccination proof submitted, please do so immediately. That's studenthealth@dillard.edu.
Thank you, Mr. J. This is definitely for Ms. White. If I did a dual enrollment program and those classes aren't on my schedule, do I still need to take a placement exam?
So yes and no. Taking the placement exam won't hurt you. However, please note as a dual enrollment student, we require that you send us your official college transcript. So the classes cannot be indicated on your high school transcript. We have to have the official college transcript sent to us from that school. And then we review that information and ensure that you get credit for those courses if they coincide with classes that we actually offer at the university. And so again, you can email me directly, or if you want to email Ms. Clark, who has been in contact with a lot of the students already about dual enrollment, feel free to do that as well, or put the message in the group chat, because we are all in the group chat as well. So we are at your disposal. So ask us the questions, continue to ask them until you get the response that you need, and that you are in clear understanding of how to move forward.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And those of y'all that are asking the questions at the parting ceremony, I do see those. There's a few of them, so we're going to answer those last, but I see them. Dr. Moorhead, Ms. Watkins, I have a class schedule, but it doesn't have any specific days. Does that mean I have that class every day?
Okay, sorry. So the question was, you have a class schedule, but it doesn't have specific days?
Right.
When they view the schedule,
Yeah,
they should be able to see
right.
the days and times.
So I would say you may want to make sure you're viewing your schedule in the right spot on MyDU, because you might
Right.
be looking at the general course schedule. So you go in and help me, Miss White, because I'm gonna mess it up. You go to registration and then you view
Go
your
to
class.
registration. Yeah, and you should be able to click your course class schedule. Everybody should have the initials of the weeks, days of the week. So M is Monday, T is Tuesday, W is Wednesday, R is Thursday, and F is Friday. And so if you don't see that, you may see a TBA, but it won't be blank. So just note that you should have something indicating that. So if you see something wrong, if you want to screenshot one of us so that we can see exactly what you're looking at, to make sure that you're looking at the proper screen, we can do that as well.
That would be incredibly helpful. So if you look and you don't see the days that Ms. White just mentioned, shoot us an email at ACE, and then we will do what we can to help.
Yes, y'all, please do that, because I actually had a student in my first year seminar class 2 years ago who 3 weeks in the school was like, oh, I didn't know we had a class because it wasn't on the schedule. He was looking at it in the wrong spot. So make sure you're logging into MyDU and then clicking registration and then viewing your schedule. Otherwise, you're not going to see something specific because you're kind of just seeing something general. So definitely do that. Let's see what else we have. Miss White, can you talk to us a little bit about what I'm seeing on my bill? What's the difference in the credit and balance and all of that? And for the folks asking that question, also on here, you see bursar@dillard.edu. That's student accounts and finance. So reach out to them about specifics. But Miss White, can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yes. So some of you all may see a credit. That credit, and not to burst anyone's bubble, but it's probably not valid. So the credit will only come into play if, again, your financial aid is all listed, if your housing has been added to your account, and if all of your courses full-time have been added to that as well. So if you have that and you have outside scholarship dollars that are adding to the financial aid award that you have, then that can create a credit. But if you see that your housing assignment isn't there and you have a $6,000 credit, that's not valid. So don't get excited. You're not getting a refund check for $6,000 and about to go put it down on a new car. It's not gonna happen. Sorry to hurt your feelings. But if you see something that looks a little off, again, you all can screenshot us what you're looking at so that we can verify exactly why it may be that way. And usually 9 times out of 10, it's one of those 3 things that are missing. So either all of your financial aid is not there, your housing assignment is not listed, and you don't have a full-time schedule out there. And so that will impact your overall balance and your credit at the end of the day. So again, if you see a high balance or a high credit on your student account, 9 times out of 10, that is not going to be a refund unless your parents have taken out a Parent Plus loan for you to get a refund to cover books, to cover travel expenses, to cover other things. That can account for a large percentage of a balance as well. And just note that that money should go back to your parent because they're taking that money out in their name. So when you get the check, be sure you let your mom and dad know so that you are upfront and honest about receiving that money so that they can make sure that they're taking care of whatever they need to with the funds that they put in their name to take out for you for school.
Yes, absolutely. And remember, it's a loan, so you got to pay it back. So, really think about what you're doing when you're taking that money out. Somebody said, hey, Dr. Courtney, with the U+2, can we have people switch out? So let's do a quick math lesson on that. Mr. J, help me out. U+2 is?
Maybe 3.
3. Okay, so but if I switch out, then that will be?
3.
No, it'll be 4.
Huh.
Yeah. So U+2 means 3 people. So the reason we're doing this, y'all, is because of COVID. And I hope everybody out there laughed at my corny joke. If you didn't, my feelings are hurt. I do want y'all to know that. But U+2. So no, you cannot switch out those individuals that are going and that are helping you move into the residence hall. It is about safety. So once you've decided who those 2 individuals are, that's who you will need to keep with you all day. If you add another person, then that will be 4 people. So we are not allowed to do that, unfortunately. But that was a great question. So thank you for asking. If you have anything that's more specific than that, because we know folks have circumstances, shoot an email to housing@dillard.edu or to soar@dillard.edu. Somebody says, if I'm here on a full ride, do I have to set up a payment plan? So more than likely, no, because your bill is paid. So you will not need to make a plan to have anything paid off. But if you see something on your account that's maybe not covered, or maybe you don't have a full scholarship, if you need to have a payment schedule in place, then yes, you can make a payment plan. So the best people to talk about that are business and finance in the bursar's office. So shoot them an email so they can tell you exactly what to do. And like Ms. White said, things are changing in the system literally daily. So make sure that you're communicating with them to stay up to speed on that. Great question. Our PE classes.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to add to that as well. We only have 2 quote unquote full ride scholarships. So those students who on the academic side are receiving our university scholarship, that covers full tuition, room and board, and books, and fees. I'm sorry, not books, fees. So if you don't see that award on your student account and your financial aid award, then you don't have a full ride to Dillard. Or on the athletic side, for volleyball, basketball, track and field, you may have received a full ride there. And so again, make sure you're seeing these things on your student account to make sure that they all add up so that you know exactly where your out-of-pocket expense has to be.
Perfect. Thank you, Ms. White. Let's see. Are PE classes necessary or can it be replaced with another course? That's a question you'll need to work out with your academic advisor. So once you're here on campus, stop by Dr. Moorhead's office and you can say, hey, I really would prefer to take this over this, or can I change something out? And she'll be able to guide you on your schedule. that's another one of those questions that is individualized. So it may differ from person to person. So be sure to stop by and see her, grab some candy and snack on the way in, and then she'll be able to work with you on your schedule. I appreciate that question.
I also want to add too that in MyDU, you should be able to see if the class is full, because we can't do anything if the class is already full. So you, your best friends, and everybody else may be in a particular section, but if the course is full, then the course is full. So there may be situations where you want to change a class, but if the course is full, we may just have to wait on that particular course. So I'm gonna do everything that I can in my power to help you, but again, if the class is full, then the class is full.
Awesome. Okay, so the last few questions, and if y'all have any more, go ahead and drop them in because we'll be ending pretty shortly here. But they're about the parting ceremony. So what time is the parting ceremony? The parting ceremony right now is scheduled for 10 a.m. on Thursday. So that is day 2 of SOAR. It will last approximately an hour. So there'll be a parent session where the parents will meet with Dr. Kimbrough from 9 until 10. Students will meet with your SOAR leaders at that time. Then we'll all come together for parting ceremony at 10 a.m. We'll be done by 11 a.m. Somebody said, well, my parents have to leave on the first day. They can't stay. And that's okay, because guess what? You're entering into a new family now. So you got some more brothers and sisters and uncles and aunties and all that. So we will be there with you. So if your family cannot come at all, or if they need to leave early, that is okay. You got your Dillard family with you now. So we will absolutely be here with you and for you. So you'll be able to connect with us. So it's okay if they aren't able to stay, or if they have to leave early or anything like that. The dress code for the parting ceremony is going to be business casual. The next time we send you a SOAR email, we will describe that to you in more detail. So more to come about that. Again, nothing to stress about too much. If you say, hey, I already packed and maybe I didn't pack that particular outfit, or I need to change something up, that's totally fine. We will let you know what you can do about that. Also, make sure you're following us on Twitter. Tomorrow, the activities board is going to drop a set of tweets about how to dress at DU. So what do you wear on the first day of class? What do you wear to parting ceremony? What do you wear during SOAR? What do you wear on a regular day? What do you wear to coordination? And all that great stuff. So you will definitely get a preview of that. So more to come with that. Somebody said on the SOAR schedule, it says the parting ceremony is 3 to 4:30 p.m. Yes, that is what the tentative schedule said. So if you go back to that email, it says the schedule is subject to change. And because of COVID, we had to make some modifications to it. So in just a minute, I'll be telling you where the schedule is going to be accessible, the schedule that will be updated in real time. So if anyone is looking at the SOAR newsletter that maybe went out today or went out last week, the schedule has since changed. So you will receive an updated schedule, and we'll give you an app that you can download to keep up with that. So that schedule is now out of date. So it has changed. So really sorry about that. If you have some particular questions about that, email me at soar@dillard.edu, and I'll be able to walk you through any of those changes. How do I get in contact with anyone in the sports department? So if you are referring to athletics, you can email them at athletics@dillard.edu, and they will respond to you, and they can answer any questions that you might have. Someone says, I'm not religious. Do I have to attend the chapel service? You certainly do not have to attend the chapel service. We invite you to, we encourage you to, but if you are not comfortable for any reason, then of course we will not force you to do that. What I will ask you to do is connect with your SOAR leader and talk to them about it, so we know where you are and so that we can get reconnected with you. And if there are other students who are also saying, oh, I'm choosing not to attend this particular thing, is there something else I can do during this time? Then we can connect you with one another. So when you get here, find your SOAR leaders, or find me or Dr. Moorhead or Mr. J or Ms. White, and we can connect you. Okay, somebody says, okay, Miss White answered that. I came in the meeting late. Can I repeat what I said about moving times? Yes, I certainly can. So Res Life and Housing and Residential Life will be communicating with you all about move-in times. So you will sign up for an appointment to move in. So basically you will have a 2-hour time block in which you're able to move into your residence hall. So that email, which I think went out maybe an hour or so ago, if not, it will come out right after this. That will have the link for you to sign up. So you'll sign up there and that will be the time that you move in. Please do not show up at the time that is not your move-in time. Please make sure you show up at the time that you are scheduled to move in. Again, we want to be very, very cautious of health and safety because of COVID. So please be sure to follow the instructions that Res Life is sending you. If you have a question about that, you can simply reply to the email that they send you, or you can email them, or you can email the SOAR accounts. Where do you get assigned a SOAR leader? I'm so glad you asked me that. You will get assigned your SOAR leader when you get here. So they will know who you are and you will know who they are once you get here. So don't worry, you haven't missed anything. You didn't miss like a DM or group me or something that said, here's your SOAR leader. We will introduce you when you get here. Just know they are so excited. They're literally so excited that they're standing on the other side of my office and they're like, well, we want to be in a group meet. We want to know what's going on. So they're going to meet you really soon. We're super excited. So the next thing and the final thing that we'll talk about is the schedule. So where can I find the schedule? So we're going to be placing the schedule on an app called Quark. Quark is connected to our campus involvement system called Blue Connect. So if you can download this app, it is on Google Play and the Apple Store, CORQ. The schedule will appear there. It's not there yet because like I said, we are making some changes to it because of COVID. Once it is up and running, you'll receive an email, probably from Miss Monica, and then one of us will also post in the group me to say, hey, the schedule's live on Quark. We'll use Quark all year. So this is where you'll find out about student organization events. You'll find out about campus events. That's where we'll post things about Welcome Week, elections for SGA and Royal Court. Everything will be there. So you'll be able to log in and see that. And it'll look something similar to the calendar down here on the bottom left. And then of course, you can also stay tuned to the group me for additional information. What days do commuters come to SOAR? That is a great question. Every day, right, Mr. J? Every day. Every day from the 11th through the 16th. On the schedule, when we send it out, we will let you know that commuter check-in will start on the first day at 11 instead of 7. So you don't need to come super early, but we do expect to see your beautiful faces every day. We'll be looking forward to it. We'll have things for you to do. It'll be a lot of fun. So definitely be prepared to come to that. I do not see any more questions in the chat box. So I just want to ask my panelists if you all have any parting thoughts or any words of wisdom for everyone before we wrap up. We'll start with Dr. Moorhead.
Again, I was like, where did I go? Again, I'm very excited to be back at Dillard. Like they mentioned, I'm a Dillard alum. I actually, my first job in higher ed was here at Dillard, and now I'm back. And I'm just so excited to see everyone as closely and distantly at the same time as possible for this fall semester. And I really look forward to being a part of your experience and your journey while here at Dillard. And again, you know, we're here working on your schedule, so have no fear. Looks like we're gonna be here for a while, but we wanna make sure that when you get here on Wednesday, you're as close to set as possible. So I'll see y'all on Wednesday. I'm probably gonna be Dillard swagged out because that's normally how I am when I'm off the clock. So when I'm here to help y'all move in, look for the lady with the accent, if you're probably curious. I'm from the Virgin Islands. So as far as a person who asks about not having their family around, like that was me. So we will literally be your family. And that's why I love Dillard so much, because Dillard became my family to the point where I came back 17 years later.
I was on mute, my bad. Mr. J.
All right, just real quick, again, we're excited. And I know everyone keeps saying that. That's because we really are excited to have you all on campus, to have an amazing year. We have a lot of exciting events and opportunities for you that we've been planning for months. Dr. Courtney, we're going to have a math lesson after this, contrary to what it appears to be. I can't do simple math, but ultimately, again, I just wanted to say I'm excited to see each and every one of your smiling faces on Wednesday. Bring the energy, and because we're going to have it as we invite you for the next 4 years to our home. And so eventually it will become yours. And so I'll throw it to Ms. White, the GOAT.
I don't know where y'all get that from, but I appreciate it. But no, thank you all for joining us tonight. I will say this was a very informative session. I'm glad so many of you all were able to join us tonight, and look forward to that information being shared via social media. We'll also send it out via email so that you all can reference these things as well. Just 2 points that I want to make really quickly. One, about your blue card, which is your identification card at Dillard. Make sure that you're sending that information in so that you can get that the ID card printed prior to orientation. That process does take a little time because it's coming out of a printer. The background is blue, so we don't want to hold up the line and wait on all of these cards to be printed on Wednesday. We want to print them before you all arrive. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that we are removing hats, no filters, no funny faces, no sunglasses. I've seen some of the pictures and I don't know what y'all thinking. Somebody had a tiara on in one of the pictures and I'm just like, really, y'all? So think about it as your passport photo. Your passport photo is very bland, straightforward, clear, or blank background, looking directly into the camera. So send those images over to ID Photo at Dillard. You'll get an automated response. And then once your photo is approved, they will send that information to you. And the second note I want to mention, Miss Lewis from Residential Life is on the in the event listening to us, but for housing. So she just sent you all some information about the process for move-in. That is not the sign up, because I know some of y'all are getting false information and sharing some information that is not valid. So make sure that if somebody's sending you information, that you don't automatically assume that is for everyone to know, because some of you all have individual situations and information may be shared with you differently than everybody else. And so just make sure that you keep that in mind when you're sharing information in the group chat, that you want to make sure the information is correct and valid, so that we're not causing a panic and that y'all not chatting all night about some sign up link that was supposed to go out 5 days ago that somebody said went out and nobody else got it. So because it never went out, nobody got it because it didn't go out. So just make sure that y'all keeping those things in mind. But again, like everybody said, we're here for you. You all have us at your fingertips. So send those messages in the group chat, or email, or call us, or text me, whatever you need. We're here to assist you. Same with your parents. Make sure that they have our contact information so that they can get their questions and concerns addressed as well. And I will pass it on to our wonderful and gracious host, Dr. Courtney, to end this out.
Thank you. I see Miss Lewis is on the line and Miss Michelle. Did y'all want to say anything? I just moved y'all up to panelists. Y'all, I'm really bad with Zoom today, so it's totally my fault. Miss Lewis, did you have anything to add?
Hey everyone, sorry I couldn't get to the mute button, but thank y'all for joining the call. No, I'm currently working with our team. We're still in the office right now. I have a long list of students who canceled, as Ms. White said. So I'm working the wait list to make sure we can get you assigned. My main goal is to have your assignment in the system so that you can get cleared as a resident and be able to join us on August 11th. So I know you've been calling, I know you've been emailing, we will call you guys tomorrow. Most of you who are on the call listening, if you're living on campus, you will receive a phone call tomorrow. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening and thank you for joining the call today or tonight.
Thank you, Miss Lewis. And here's Miss Michelle, y'all. Hey, Miss Michelle, you got any announcements?
No, just hoping everybody sends in those ID cards so I can get out that room and go home a little earlier.
Yes, y'all, please send in your ID photo at diller.edu. These IDs look great. Miss Michelle is also on our working around the clock team. We're serious, y'all. We are working around the clock and we want to get a little bit of sleep before y'all get here. So make sure that you are taking care of everything you need to take care of before you arrive. With that being said, I want to thank the panelists so much. I really appreciate you all for joining us. Thank you to all of our parents and students and future Blue Devils out there. We are so excited to see you. If you have questions, don't hesitate to ask us. The best way to get your questions answered is to send them via email. So feel free to email any of these accounts here. Somebody asked, Dr. Courtney, what is your email? My email is studentengagement@diller.edu, or that's soar@diller.edu. That's me that is responding to those and talking to you there. So you can reach me there. Those are the best emails to reach me. And then when you get here, you'll find out my other email as well. So hit me up at any of those. All of us are also on social media. Look for us, find us, connect with us. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Y'all have a very happy Thursday. Good luck with your packing and your preparation, and y'all be blessed and stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Good night.